So everybody, I want to do another garden update because things are changing very rapidly. I'll show you a couple different things I did on the porch here. This is a caladium. This here is a coleus plant with a Swedish ivy in there. This is where I had that fairy garden, but I took it apart because the plants were getting really big. And then over here I've got some flower seeds. I can't really remember what they were. This is a begonia. Well, two begonias that I got from the Lowe's for like $1. Looking pretty sad. And then here I got a jasmine tree that I bought from the grocery store. And I got my bamboo, of course. And then over here, look at these. These are morning glories, you guys. They started down here in this little corner down here, and I put this little thing that I bought from Lowe's right here, and they have just taken over, and they take over that spot every year. And then the wisteria is looking very full. And then actually the wisteria on this side is actually finally getting some growth onto it. So and then my honeysuckle, I had to cut this all the way back this year because it was mostly dead. And then right here I've got this arch from Amazon for, it was like $40, $35. And then I put these little solar twinkling lights on it, so at night it just twinkles and it looks really pretty. And so down here the Lithidor is looking pretty sad, but it kind of looks like that in the middle of summer. It really blossoms and looks really, really nice in the beginning of spring. And then here, these are blue enchantment flowers. And this is a dianthus and a rosemary, which I thought I grabbed a lavender plant, but it was rosemary. And then this lavender, this has been here since last year. It came back beautifully. I had one on the other side, but it didn't come back so great. So I dug that up and I put that rosemary over there instead. See, stuff like this I've got to watch because these little weeds right here, they just pop up. But yeah, that's that side. And then over here, right here in the middle of the yard, I put some watermelons because, I mean, my yard's dead anyway, so might as well utilize that space. But this is my favorite in my whole freaking garden right now, are these blue flowers. These are called bachelor buttons, I think, but they are the most glorious shade of blue, and the foliage on it is just really, really, it's like a blue tint as well. And they're just gorgeous. I love these flowers. I mean, they look super bright and they look really, really cool at nighttime. And then over here, we've got the azalea bush, and it's got a bunch of buds all over it. Usually one azalea, one flower will open at a time, but it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are gonna open at once. And then we have another dianthus plant, and then these dahlias, you guys, look at these dahlias. They're about 3 feet tall, and look, one is just now opening. Isn't that gorgeous? And these get enormous. They're called dinner plate dahlias, and as you can see, there's buds all over them. I planted these a few years ago, and then I put this year, I put this one, and then I put 2 more on this side, which obviously this needs to be spaced out way more. But these 2 on the ends, the ones on the ends are like pastel colored dahlias. But you can see that, the morning glory there. And then my rose bush, and then another one of those bachelor buttons. I had to come out here a few days ago and sprayed the whole garden with neem oil because something is eating my stuff really bad. So that's the ivy down there. And then here we've got a couple volunteer sunflowers from the bird feeder there. So we've got one there, one here, And then over here, I put my pumpkin. So this was growing over there by the wisteria. And, you know, half my yard is dead, so I might as well utilize this space while I can. And then back here, peonies. Everything is looking very beautiful back here, you guys. So up there you can see the yucca. Actually, let me walk up there so I can show you guys this yucca plant, because they're actually really, really pretty. And I think somebody planted these. And, you know, of course, I live in the south, so they're like everywhere. See? That's the yucca. But it has like this, almost like a grassy, almost like an aloe plant type of thing down there at the base. And then my backyard is just totally overgrown. Okay, so Jaxie, what are you doing? So here we've got the tomatoes. I've got some pink lavender. Have you guys ever seen pink lavender? And then we've got some Russian sage here, some woolly thyme, rosemary, German thyme, oregano, marjoram, yarrow, garden sage, pineapple sage, mugwort, Spanish lavender, and white sage. And then over here we've got, so all these little seedlings right here, these are all alyssum. I planted these, I seeded these about 2 weeks ago, and they're coming up. And then I had to transplant this King Edward yarrow. And then over here, the sunflowers are looking really tall. Jaxie, come here. Jaxie, come here. Come here. Hey, don't you go in the neighbor's yard. Naughty little kitty cat. So this may look ugly right now, but see at the base here, there is morning glories, and they will wrap around this whole thing. And you won't even be able to see this at the end of summer. It will just be a morning glory thing. So here you can see the sunflowers starting to form. Got a bunch. And then we've got a bunch of poppies. Like all of these poppies. There's red, there's pink, there's white, there's light pink, there's these almost variegated type. And then we have calendula right here. This plant, I'm not too sure what it is. It was in a wildflower mix, but it is very beautiful. And as you can see, the calendula here, there, and the bright orange one there. And over here, this is the African violets, and then the resident spider. He just hangs out there. These are heucheras. So this is a heuchera. This is a heuchera. Look at how gorgeous this plant is, you guys. These are the blooms. And these are the leaves. Like that's the top side. Beautiful. And then my boyfriend gave me this bench. And then over here, I've got 1, 2, 3 hydrangea plants. So eventually, when those are full grown, they will take up this whole back side of the house. My fern is coming back, thank goodness. I do believe this is an ostrich fern. I'm not too sure though. Hello, Jelly Bean. And then over here, check this out, you guys. I have never had my hostas bloom. And look at these bloom stalks on these hostas. They look like they're going to be purple. Like little purple flowers. But I didn't even know until recently that hostas bloomed. And then here we've got some more poppies. It looks like it's going to rain. The poppies are big in this mix this year. I just threw down a wildflower mix and the poppies just took over everything basically. So over here we've got the potato vine, Mexican heather. This is a dianthus, and this is a I think this is a zinnia plant. And then over here, so, okay, these are bachelor buttons, but they're like the ones in the front, but they're pink. They're like the lightest baby pink. They're so pretty. And then here, these are all reseeded from last year, these marigolds. These are all, you know, from last year. And then down here, look you guys, I've got some peppers. Peppers growing. So here, right here, see that little pepper starting right here? And then we've got a couple flowers. Right here, I got a little pansy. The Artemisia, you know, more peppers. Finally, my cardinal vines and everything are starting to get bigger. So these are the cardinal vine leaves. So they come out looking like this. These are the first leaves. And then the true leaves look like this. And then here, this is just a morning glory. This is a moonflower plant. So this whole thing eventually will just be covered with moonflowers, morning glories, and cardinal vines. It will be the most glorious thing ever. And here, my Alaskan Shasta daisies, they look really bad. Looks like there's some kind of bug action on them. I sprayed them with neem oil, but, you know. And then they got these little blooms. I don't know what these are, but they are really, really sweet looking. Really cute. My foxglove here. Which foxgloves are biennial plants, which means most varieties do not bloom the first year. They'll bloom the second year. And then they'll seed themselves out, and then the mother plant will die. So yeah, that's interesting. Didn't know that. And then over here, these right here are some more alyssum seeds, and I planted some foxgloves here from seed, but I don't know if they're going to take. These right here are zinnia plants. These things get so big, and right now I've got 13 in this little spot. So eventually I'm going to have to move this salvia plant, probably this basil, that Artemisia, which that Artemisia does not look like it's doing good. I don't know what is wrong with this Artemisia plant, you guys, but look at it. I think maybe it's staying too wet, but I'm not too sure, but it just does not look good. I've got to find another spot for this guy because he just looks terrible. But look at my strawberries. I've got a bunch of strawberries here, some here. This right here is what is that plant? It's some kind of spice. I can't remember. Then we've got sedum, cabbage, which the cabbage is obviously being eaten by something. The Spanish lavender. We've got some more sunflowers and stuff like that. The lemon balm. This I just noticed today. This just popped up today. Look at how pretty this is. Isn't that a gorgeous flower? Like, I don't remember planting that flower, but hey, I'll take it, man, because that's gorgeous. Oh, look here. Another zinnia. But those zinnia plants, dude, you guys, they get enormous. Like, literally, those 13 plants will take up that whole, probably this whole spot. I'm going to have to move a lot. Over here, like I said, we've got the calendula here. We've got some echinacea flowers, some blue enchantments, some chamomile. I'm not too sure what these are. I think they're coleus. I'm not really sure. Cooper's ice. Tomato plant here. This is a Mr. Stripey tomato plant is what this one's called. I'm gonna have to do some pruning on this guy because you don't want these bottom limbs to be touching the ground or even close to the ground because it can cause the plant to rot. And then over here, I'll show you guys my nasturtiums. This is my cucumber plant, and it just looks really, really terrible. Like, what is wrong with my plants this year? Like, I don't understand. These are my nasturtiums. They are looking gorgeous. So yeah, you guys, that is an overview of my garden so far. Look at the sky. Looking pretty ominous. You know, I've got some phlox and everything, and a couple more echinacea plants. This is echinacea here. A lot of my stuff in this garden is not looking good, and I just don't understand why. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little update of my garden once again. You know, everything changes on a weekly basis, sometimes daily, so I just like to keep you guys updated. Hope you guys are having a really good time, whatever you're doing, wherever you're at. Hope you're staying healthy. I love you guys. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.